poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So hey, look, check this out. Whether the human consciousness wants to believe it or not, because some of us are still in between living the life of what we created based off of a lie, and then enduring the changes that come with discovering the truth. So because of that, a lot of times people know the truth, know the truth, but they don't want to accept it because they don't want to endure the changes that come with it. And I think that is what makes a person kind of weak, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because the strongest go through with something no matter the battles they have to fight, because they see the vision. And I say that to say, I truly think people don't really understand how, as human beings, we are human specimen. You know, like, having the ability to truly be loved for who you are is so rare that a lot of us become human specimen. You know what I'm saying? And everything is studied and created based off of us being human specimens. But that doesn't mean you'll get a better life, doesn't mean you'll be paid for it, doesn't mean we'll even take you into consideration. You're a human specimen because we're trying to figure out what we can extract from you to be able to make whatever we have in the works better. You know what I'm saying? But we can't give you none of the credit because we want the credit for ourselves, because we want to be a power player. Think about it. Like, it's competition in every field, right? Everyone wants that major case, that major discovery of a cure. You know what I'm saying? And they want to be the one that finds it. So therefore, they can get that exposure to be recommended to other outlets, have more resources by being that person now that went and took the extra mile to, you know what I'm saying, discover something that otherwise wasn't visible. So the playing field becomes so tangible because you have so many people in it trying to be the one that wants to discover this and that. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to be able to stand in who you are and know that, you know what I'm saying, who you are is going to reveal itself through the test of time. And the players that only copied and mimicked you and came second won't win. But that's how the game is played. It's retarded that it's like that, but it is. So again, back to understanding the fact that we're human specimen. And I say that to say, like, y'all don't understand. As much as my grandma did for me, I did the same for her. You know what I'm saying? But due to her triggers and her pain of knowing who she was, it's almost as if, like, she wanted love, but she didn't know how to accept it. And I believe that's a lot of what we are dealing with currently. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, there will be times that she would know she would have to go to the hospital, but I swear to you, like, give it maybe 2 to 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? She's calling me to come get her. Like, my granny did not like being at the hospital for more than a day. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe that's because she knew that they were testing her because she was a human specimen, especially if you have a certain blood type. You know what I'm saying? And then they make it seem like it's foreign to ask questions. It's not. So when you ask a certain question that they are shocked that you ask, because they pin your level of intelligence at a certain level, now all of a sudden it becomes a game of lies. Because a person can detect when they've been told a lie. So they ask the question in a different way to see if they can get a different answer. And when they don't, and they get another lie, that formulates the fact that now you know they're lying. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a complicated process of being like, listen, I just got to get myself out the situation. Because if I don't, they're going to continue to feed me lies that I know are not true. You know, so again, if you're someone that is aware of the blood type that you have in your family, because I believe that, you know what I'm saying, my granny wasn't the only one. There are others, you know what I'm saying, who have procreated, who have made children, who have children, which means they also had that same blood type. You know what I'm saying? They awaken to the fact of you going through something in your body that's not natural and calling and going to a hospital to where you are confused and don't understand what's going on. They test you because you are a human specimen, because they need to figure out, you know what I'm saying, if they could be the one to find a cure for what they're going through. Sometimes not necessarily to help you, just to keep you trapped in the hospital so until they find a cure so they could be the one. Listen, let me tell you something. Me being who I am and growing up in my life, it's very rare I had to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the normal things that everyone had, like allergies and asthma. I didn't have those things. Now, don't get me wrong. Did I get sick? Yes. Did I get, like, you know what I'm saying, stomach bugs every now and then? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But normally, I was not the one to just go to the hospital for this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's almost as if, like, I would say during this last year, I endured some things medically that I couldn't quite understand. You know what I'm saying? But they weren't so damaging to me that I felt like I had to call the hospital. I actually experienced them and went through them and let time pass and healed them myself. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not going to go into detail what those things are because, again, a lot of people won't believe because they're brainwashed to believe that the hospitals had the ability to cure everything that you go through. And anything that you are foreign or don't understand, you need to go to the hospital. But what if these humans that run these hospitals also are not aware of what you have? I'm pretty sure people have experienced it on a number of occasions. You take your child to the hospital because they have a fever or something's going on. They give your child some Tylenol and send them home. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you got to think of it as a power money game instead of an overall, let me help the people. Let me help people because that's what I've signed up for this to be allowed to do. People's mindset changes sometimes when they get into a particular field, and now it becomes a competition between who can, you feel me, do better, who can discover this, instead of figuring out, like, where can I use your skills to include in my skills, and we all can be, you know what I'm saying, the one to discover something that actually help people. Because it's not really the fight for control and power, but the ability to say, hey, we did this and now we have the ability to help people. That carries on a lifetime versus you trying to be the one who discovered a cure for cancer, which I believe there is a cure for cancer. I really do believe there is a cure for cancer, but what I do believe is that someone is keeping it tight-lipped. Someone is not letting that information be revealed because there are a lot of powerful people that die from cancer. And so I believe someone's been paid to keep it a secret, and it's locked down somewhere far away. You know what I'm saying? Just like there are a lot of long lists of health concerns that have been around for a long time, that through all this time, you mean to tell me there hasn't been a cure discovered? I just don't believe that. I believe it has. I believe there are scientists working on it every day. And again, when it's the fight for power and control, it's almost as if I need to be the one to say I discovered the cure, so I can have all that recognition and power. You know what I'm saying? And if it means I got to pay people off until they are dead and gone, and then find the right opportunity to be able to present the fact that, hey, guess what? I found the cure for cancer. It was me. All the people that helped you along the way are dead, so they can't take the credit. I'm telling you, there are people who really wait for opportunities like that. You know what I'm saying? And you will be amazed at how the whole idea of being able to be like, hey, I could have released this a long time ago to help people heal. But it wasn't about that. It was about I got the top story on finding the cure, and all I need to do is wait for the perfect opportunity to put my foot in the door, so I don't have to go up against nobody saying that they helped, and I get all the money, all the success, all the fame. Hey, that is crazy, but it's really like that. Instead of thinking like, hey, forget all that, let's release this cure right now so we can save lives. That's gonna have a more of an impact than me trying to get the credit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, I guess I'm just different. I feel like the purpose and the motive behind helping human population is more important than success and money and wealth and all that. Like, that's good, don't get me wrong, nobody wants to struggle and be in poverty, but what I'm saying is the idea to want to be seen, you know what I'm saying, and be known. Like, some people want to do good in life but play the background, like be in the back. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, have every little detail of my life exposed for everyone to criticize and judge. I want to get the bag and play the back, you know what I'm saying, with my creative ideas and skills, you know what I'm saying. So listen, it's too many people that want to play the front though, and that's why some things are held back for their power instead of the need of helping, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like that leads to a lot of human beings being human specimens. And let me explain to you, when you are born, you have a certain DNA, a blood type that could be very useful going forward in life. Everyone knows, the doctor knows, your parents know, everybody knows, right? So you have to be mindful of realizing, because again, like I said, I'm two parts of one person. This is for the ones that are in poverty or in middle class and on Medicare. They will tell you, make up a lie and say something to you to take your baby, you know what I'm saying, to a room where you can't see so that they can test them or get samples of their blood to test for future health care issues or situations, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, without your knowledge of letting you know, you know what I'm saying. And then for the ones that's already successful, like I know y'all seen that clip with Little Boosie when he had his recent daughter 7, and he was like, listen, I'm going everywhere with the doctors, right? Because of him holding a certain status, they didn't hide nothing from him because he already know who he is, so he know where his baby is. You know what I'm saying? Before you can even get a chance to try to use my baby as a human specimen, let me stick my foot in the door. But again, to the average person, you're not knowing. You know what I'm saying? So you don't speak up, you don't say nothing, and that leads to, you know what I'm saying, future things that are put into the world and discovered to be successful based off of your child. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, human specimens. You know what I'm saying? When you know who you are and you know what you have and you know the power you hold, that anything that happens to you will be a test, and they will use control and power and force to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, for me personally, I look at my grandma as having a voice, as getting tired of being played, getting tired of being lied to, getting tired of saying, hey, this is that, when she know it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She would always tell me, don't nobody know my body better than I know my body, and I believe her now. But at the time, I was thinking in my mind, because again, I was still stuck in normal reality. Let these doctors help you. But when you get to a certain point when you know what you can do, you've seen your body transform and go through things and heal itself, it's almost as if a doctor is not truly trying to help me become better, and they're only trying to tell me whatever, I will refuse service and walk out. There's nothing that you can do. I'm not signing no papers that says I can't go and leave until I sign this paper. Y'all don't got to tell me I got to be discharged. I'm walking out, because a lot of these doctors are not in it to actually help people become better. They're in it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And so they will tell you anything. You feel me? And again, that leads to a lot of people having these unknown sicknesses that they have no idea what they have, because they're not giving you a general, honest answer of what is truly going on. You know what I'm saying? And again, if it's happening spiritually, a lot of times they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's really up to you to heal. And if you healed and knew who you were, you probably could heal whatever it is you're going through, or whatever it is they're telling you they don't know what it is. It's because spiritually you're either holding yourself back, you're either lying to yourself, you're either not being who you truly are, and it's created a disease inside of you that's killing you off slowly. And the only person that can heal it is yourself, especially when you have been born into a family of healers. Listen, if you're one that is now being exposed, I promise you there's others. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't have the ability to actually step forth in who they were, because again, like I said, the government used those people as resources instead of allowing them to be them. So if you want to live the life where everything is taken care of, you tell a lie. You do not reveal who you are. You do not use what you have to create a life for yourself. You use what you have to create a life for us. And we'll provide for you what we feel you should have. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all don't even understand. Sometimes when I would pick my grandma up and take her back home, it was like a feeling of relief. My granny loved to be at her own house, you know what I'm saying, instead of out in the world being exposed. And I get it why she feels like that now. You know what I'm saying? Because people who know who you are always trying to take advantage instead of actually loving you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? Everyone tries to use you as a resource and take advantage of you all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes overwhelming to the point it's like, listen, I don't want to deal with none of you motherfuckers. Especially if y'all not really honestly trying to help me as a person. You're only telling me and lying and gaslighting because you need something from me to help uplift you. And again, there's nothing wrong with that when people have certain traits, but don't, you feel me, you putting it on mainstream that's all you care about. Like, care about me as a person first, and that comes naturally. You know what I'm saying? If you're aware of who a person is first and you love them for who they are, anything that they embody is automatically going to fit in the gaps where you may not feel adequate, and it builds itself naturally. You know what I'm saying? But when a person is feeling like they being taken advantage of, absolutely not. You can't have nothing I got. You feel me? You're going to have to figure that shit out on your own. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? So listen, human specimens, what we're going through right now, sometimes there are a lot of scientists who weren't ready. You feel me? Either people who were human specimens passed away before they can get an accurate read. Either the company they were working for seen the direction they was going in and didn't want them to go towards it because they already knew. So they paid it off to hide the information. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what people are going through right now, there are people that know what's up. You feel me? But when there are certain people that want to stay in power and control, it's easy to just pay someone off to withhold that information. I can't help you. I don't know what you're going through. You feel me? You come to the hospital, I'm going to deny you and send you around. I'm going to give you a little prescription for some Tylenol, send you back home, even though the problem is much bigger. And I know it is. But again, I've been told that I can't reveal that information, so I'm going to keep it a secret. You feel me? And again, when karma double back, it slaps everybody in the face who thought that was okay. You feel me? Everybody gets it. Not one hit or miss. And so usually what happens with that is someone be like, hey, I need to speak up. I need to reveal this information because this karma that I'm getting is simply because I know something that I just haven't revealed. You know what I'm saying? That could help people. So I'm going to tell it regardless of the consequences that come with it. And I feel like a lot of times people don't even realize how they push their own selves into the spotlight by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Revealing the truth of something that could possibly help people. You feel me? Put you now in a spotlight. Something that you probably didn't want, but it happens naturally because you knew information that you chose to keep secret for someone who wanted power. And your secret you revealed is to actually help people, so you have a better effect. You have a more long-lasting effect. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's history. You know what I'm saying? For instance, December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was the first person to stand in the front of the bus and sit down as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? But again, there are a lot of people that want to hold that title, that want to come in and say they did it first. Well, whatever you said you did first, you didn't hold it long enough. You feel me? She got the exposure for it. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's history, staying determined and being strong-willed. But again, you're going to have to be a specimen first. She had to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? She had to be put through the ringer before she could finally be recognized at a point in time where colored people couldn't sit in the front. They had to sit in the back, which is messed up. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're all spiritually tied to each other. But as human specimens, you know what I'm saying? Just be mindful and aware of the fact that you could be being tested on and don't even know you being tested on. But due to your mental state of confusion and still stuck in a world where you believe everything everyone tells you, sometimes it's easier to believe the lie than to believe the truth about who you are. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my granny knew, bro. She knew. She knew. She just know that she was in fear. If I reveal these secrets, I might lose my stability. And that's something I worked hard for. And that's where I feel the safest. So I'm not going to tell these secrets, but I'm also not just going to let them lay down and let them test on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hurting, I'm in pain, I'm gonna go to the hospital, but I'm not staying up here forever. You know what I'm saying? Listen, 2 times she didn't even get discharged, I don't think. She just walked out. I was like, all right, hey, I was driving her car, so if you want me to come get you, that's what I'm gonna do. You feel me? She get home, she feel a whole bunch better. She don't say nothing about what happened at the hospital. You feel me? Hey, and that be the truth. Conversations held in rooms where, you know what I'm saying, you can't hear, but if you're spiritually inclined, you know what I'm saying, you may hear things that you wasn't supposed to hear, you know what I'm saying, related to you, and it gives you a different perspective. And it lets you know, listen, I know the truth for real, even though y'all trying to lie to me, because again, like I said, everyone wants to have that #1 case, that #1 news story. You know what I'm saying? That discovery of something. So they can have the resources that they need to be able to hold a certain position of power in life. I get it, but some people don't want to be exposed. They want to play the back. You can have resources and not be mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Or at the end of the day, you also could be a part of a project where everyone contributes at the same time. So all that jealousy and envy disappears because everyone got a cut. Simply because they added something of value to the pie. You know what I'm saying? So listen. It's complicated, it's weird, but I guess that's life. I don't want to be a human specimen, and I'm not. If you know me, you know. Like, I have a phobia of hospitals. I don't like going there unless I really have to. You know what I'm saying? It's something about a hospital that just, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned through trusting myself that lately, I've had a couple medical experiences that I probably should have went to the hospital for because it was abnormal, but I didn't, and they healed themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like believing in yourself is the test. You know what I'm saying? Instead of allowing yourself to be a human specimen to someone that doesn't have any knowledge in the field of actually truly trying to help people. They just want to take what they know and use it to discover something or become a boss or something. That leads you not to really care about the patient, but more so about the discovery of what you can find, which means I'll lie to you, I'll finesse you, I'll gaslight you into keeping you there so I can do whatever test I need to do to discover what I'm trying to discover. And when I discover it, I'll never give you credit for being like, hey, this person's DNA or this person's blood was the reason why I discovered this. So listen, if you are someone that's currently living right now and you know your background and your history, be mindful of certain people you allow to come around you, help you, heal you, do your hair, whatever, because I'm telling you, there are people that are aware of your species and your kind, and they tried to kill you off before you were able to come through fully because they knew that you would expose everything that was a lie. So now they're trying to stay close to you to groom you back into your shell so that they can keep going with the life they've created because it benefits them, not you. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.